All right, we're going to talk about service selection and application because this is an important area to cover for those who are out there and they're trying to sell digital services, whether it's websites, social media, pay per click, SMS, or anything in between. Knowing what service to apply to what problem is kind of it's foundational to the entire endeavor. Now, there are some rules of thumb. I could go over this and be very long winded and go into all kinds of details about when this service is needed and when that one's needed and how this one blends with that one. But I'm not going to do that because, frankly, I don't have to. And I don't think that you need to know that. What you need to know is this: services exist to fill a need at a business, right? It's a solution exists because there's a problem. It doesn't exist to cure a nothing burger. So when you talk about services that you have, you're talking about solving problems, right? You're coming there with your set of tools and you're applying those tools in a laser like manner to the problems that you see before you at a given business. If I go up to a pizzeria, and I always use a pizzeria as an example because I like pizza. If I show up at that pizzeria and I see that they have really bad marketing going on, right? Like they have just terrible marketing. They have a good website, but online they don't have a very good reputation. People aren't finding them, and they're not doing any kind of data collection from their customers. They're not doing anything to try to boost their reputation online. Well, then I can define what the problem is, right? I can define these problems in sort of several different marketing domains. I can see, number one, their social media is bad. Number two, their search is probably bad, right? Because they're not getting anything on their site. Number three, they're not doing any marketing in terms of push marketing or pull marketing. There's just nothing going on. So I see no passive marketing. I see no marketing is going on. And I see that this business also has a problem, big picture, with sales, right? Because obviously they wouldn't be receptive if things were going great. Businesses lean towards marketing and solutions when they know there's a problem. So what services would I apply to this business? Well, first of all, I would check and see if they have their Google My Business set up. If not, that's got to be applied. That's like foundational. Without that, everything else is a waste. Next thing I'm going to look at, I'm going to say, do you have your social media accounts set up? Okay, if they're not set up, then we're going to have to set those up. We're going to have to figure out a posting plan, or otherwise we're going to have to find somebody here at the business that's going to be responsible for posting. Either way, it has to be done. I'm going to go and look at listings online. Are you guys in the directories, the various places that you need to be listed? If not, that's going to be something we have to take care of. Next, I'm going to look at their SEO on their site. I'm going to see if on-page optimization has been done. I'm going to see if the site is set up right. If the index or the robots.txt is there, I'm going to see if their sitemap.xml is there. I'm going to see if their image sitemap is there. I'm going to look for everything that needs to be done in terms of alt tags, title tags, etc. on graphics. Bigger picture than that, I'm going to see is your menu on your site, and has it been updated frequently? Is it updated as much as the menu is in the store? What is your site doing for you? It might be a beautiful site, but maybe it's got problems. I don't know. If so, that's got to get taken care of. Then, with all these basic sort of foundational things done, right? The Google My Business, the on-page optimization, the accounts for social media, these basic foundational things taken care of, then I can move on to more, I'm not going to say exotic, but more higher level marketing, discussions with that business. I'm going to talk to them about data capture, maybe setting them up a landing page and driving traffic to that page in terms of putting the URL on print materials inside the place and offering people a discount in order to drive traffic to that page so that we can capture data from their customers. I'm going to talk to them about a loyalty program to get their customers to start, working to get reviews from them and so on. That's going to help your reputation online. I'm going to talk to them about SMS marketing, going out and sending messages. So I'm going to have all my solutions layered with the most foundational at the bottom. And then above that, we start to accomplish higher level goals. So I don't go in there with the mentality that I'm going to just take this service and just pound away with it. And this is a huge mistake that people make when they get into digital marketing and they get in this arena, is not understanding they don't draw the proper real world connection that there's a real world problem at a business and that we're using digital solutions to solve real problems. They think of these things as existing, all by themselves somewhere, and they just go in and shove it on the people. It doesn't work, doesn't build loyalty, and it doesn't make more sales. It just makes a mess. You have to take care of your foundation of your house before you worry about the roof, right? Just common sense. So that's how I apply the service. Now, how do I select from the services that I have at my disposal? Well, it's pretty simple. I look at the services at my disposal and I see what it is they do. I just look and see, what are these services that I have? I research, I want to know, what do these services do? And then I figure out how they're applied. It's common sense and it's straightforward. When I hear people say, well, I can't figure out what service to apply to this business's problem, I ask them, well, how well do you know your services? And most of the time it's, well, not really. They don't really know. You have at your disposal, I don't care, whose stuff you resell and where it comes from or any of the, the nuance there. You have at your disposal Google and Bing, and you can go and do searches online. You can do research on Wikipedia. You can do research on Google. You can find resources, vast resources everywhere online at your disposal and right here on YouTube to educate yourself in every single one of these services, how they work, the nuts and bolts, and to make rest assured that if you do this, you're going to be confident about selling this stuff because you're going to know what it is you're selling. When it comes to service applications, the problems are very simple, right? These are usually very simple problems, right? We're solving the problems of, marketing and sales at a small business 99% of the time. And the problems are always connecting to customers, collecting data, pushing out advertising, doing loyalty, doing email marketing. They're always pretty simple solutions to these problems. So that part of the equation is never where things are difficult. Things are always difficult when it comes to the application of the service that's going to correct these problems. That's where mistakes happen. That's where people misapply solutions and they get things all fouled up, and then they wonder why, they're having a tough time in sales long term and clients leaving them and whatnot. You have to make the application of a service seamless. And applications of services, just to throw this in this video, when you apply a service, there's always a bare minimum, right, of like content you need from the client, graphics you need. There's a bare minimum. And if you pay attention to the application of services, you should never aim for the bare minimum. If somebody sends me a logo and it looks ugly for social media purposes, I'm going to, complain to them and I'm going to get a good one. If they're sending me graphics that aren't going to work, I'm going to let them know they don't work. All throughout this process, whatever the service you're applying, anything that you're gathering, always pay attention to detail and have focus on quality. Because if your application of your services is shining, that's how you get referrals and that's how you grow your agency on your reputation. If it's junky and it looks bad and it looks, crummy, you may get the client to stick with you, you may not, but you're not going to get referrals that way. So anyhow, in summation here, service applications and service selection, they go hand in hand, right? Find the problem, apply the solution, make sure that you know the solutions, make sure you know the services that you're reselling, and make sure that you keep yourself abreast of changes in technology. Go out there, do some homework, do some research, make sure you know what you're talking about. Anyhow, that's going to conclude this. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and go ahead and ring that bell to get notifications when we drop new vids. I'll see you in the next one.